Okay then guys, so PTTP is here in Rotherham, visiting the Job Centre Plus. I'm just going to have a little look around, see what's what, and see how they treat us. So, yeah, it's not good. I'm seeing windows open, blinds open, you see computer screens and that already. Not a good start. Monday 9 to 5. Yeah, standard. Hi mate, you're right.
Do you have an appointment?
Pardon?
Do you have an appointment?
Nah, I'm just going to have a look around at your boards and that, mate.
Oh, right.
Cheers. Got that one. That one.
You're not allowed to make video running in there, please, without the
Pardon?
You're not allowed to make video recording without permission of management.
How am I meant to remember all of this information in my head?
Take a picture of it or
Pardon?
something.
Pardon?
You can take one of the sheets.
Take one of the sheets. What if I need more than one though? Like I'm disseminating it to other people, so I need more than one copy.
They can then take a picture outside the job centre.
Huh?
You can then take a picture.
There's
of
no
the copy.
difference. I'm not pointing it at people. I'm pointing it at the floor while I walk over there.
If you take a picture of the QR code, that's fine. But you can take one of the sheets if you need one of the sheets.
Like I said, like one sheet isn't enough unless you want to make like 40,000 photocopies. Then a picture is the best way.
What's it for?
Pardon?
What's it?
Well,
No, which sheets? Is it for an organisation?
like I said, I've said to them I'm disseminating it to other people. So, like I said, one sheet is not going to be sufficient. Plus, even if this was for myself, an environmentally friendly way is not to take loads of sheets of paper, is it? When I can record the information and then look back at it. You know, I can't remember it all in my head. I'm not that not that clever, you know.
Most of to be honest with you, most of these are on, you know, the job sites, Indeed and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So then obviously you can screenshot it and then send it through emails.
That's one way of doing
Makes
it.
it easier.
Yeah.
And there's on that table over there, there's loads of training and health things as well.
Sure.
You can take sheets of them and then.
But again,
Send
I
them
don't
out
want to
again.
keep taking lots of paper and that, you know, it's not environmentally
Well, you
friendly,
can take
know.
one and then.
But yeah, but then it's like
You
one
can
of
take
each.
one and then,
It's one of each
what
one,
you can
innit?
do is take the pictures
Yeah,
once
yeah.
you've got them all, and
Yeah,
then,
but
then
then
you can email them out to people.
Yeah, but I've still got the paper, haven't I? I've still got all that paper.
Just
that
recycle
I've, yeah, but I don't like recycling. Recycling still takes energy. It's not free.
Oh, this is
You
recycled
know.
paper.
Yeah, exactly. But recycling still uses energy to recycle. It's still not
It is,
as
but then at least you've got a
efficient
hard
as.
copy in case
It's
you
not
ever
as
need it
efficient
again.
as doing it this way. I don't need a hard copy. I'm alright, but I appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate the advice.
And don't forget alt training stuff as well over there as well.
Lovely. Thank you.
Sorry. Hello, you're right.
Customer service advisor at Sky. QR code for that one. That one doesn't have a QR code, so you have to see your work coach to be referred to that position. 111 Health Advisor, YAS NHS Trust. So Green Corps have got various departments within their food factory that are recruiting So that's Mansfield Road, Wales, Sheffield. So that's not too far from Rotherham, if any of you are local or Sheffield based. What else have we got here? Community carer. That's for the CRT care. Various shifts, full-time, part-time. That's the QR code for that one. Got courier with Uber. Flexible hours. The QR code for that one. Gives you a breakdown of what you can get there. £89 per week. It adds up. So they got like different sort of situations to accommodate for all sorts of different people. You know, 8,000 a year, 6,000 a year, 4.5 a year. Better off being in work. So you can ask for an advance payment, which just decreases your future payments by a certain amount, pay off over time. Here, so a list of different job sites and that you can check out, and you can follow JCP on Twitter. QR code for that one. So, claiming universal credit if you're self-employed. Are you struggling or low income?
Hello there, have you got an appointment? Yeah. Okay, no worries, just come up. If you want any of them leaflets, so you can just take one.
That's all right, I've explained to security, I just don't want all the paper and that, so that's
Yeah,
what I'm good.
right.
Thank you. And his man club. Shiloh Rotherham.
It won't be to the journal, it'll be on the to-do list. I'll have a look at this. I can't discuss the claim with you.
It's fine.
But I can, so what?
So, I brought.
That's fine.
That's the one I need that back.
Yeah,
I'm just in a rush then.
I'll keep it. I won't keep it. Don't need it. As long as we've seen it and I can verify everything's given back.
Okay guys, I hope this is helpful for you. Got this one here as well, which is
So this is a change.
go. I think that's all the information that they have there on display for the public. Yeah. So yeah, there you go, guys. For those of you that are local to Rotherham, Sheffield's not far away. That's the sort of stuff that you can get locally at your job centre, the opportunities that are available for you. There we go. Yeah. Just one thing I wanted to point out to you. As I was walking up, I noticed that some of your blinds are open and I can see the screens of the people that are working. Obviously,
If there's an issue, you need to take care of management. I'm not managing security.
security. Okay, you've got somebody that I can talk to quickly about that? Thank you.
Do you want to switch that off first, please, man?
Well, I just need to let them know that about the data
that's
breaches.
fine, yeah, but if you can switch that off, I'll make sure that somebody talks to you.
Okay.
They're not going to talk to you on that one.
Okay.
That you need permission
Well,
for the record.
okay, the options
you
are-
don't have permission,
Okay,
man.
the options are I record the conversation for evidence, or I just report it straight to the authorities and the job centre will get in trouble.
Are you still recording?
Yes.
Can you stop recording at this moment, please?
But, like I said, as I explained to him, I
I'm
either
asking you to
record for
stop recording.
evidence or I would just report it to the authorities. I'm trying to give them the opportunity to fix something before I report it to the authorities.
Right, we're
That's
asking you
all
to
I'm
stop
trying to do.
recording. Are you going to stop recording?
No.
Can you leave the job centre, please, then?
For what?
We've asked you to stop recording now, and you're refusing to stop recording. You need permission to record in the job centre.
From whom?
From the government.
From the government?
This is a government building.
Okay. This
So
is
you
a...
need permission to film in it.
Okay. So you're saying I can't record, but you can record?
Yeah.
Well, why is the difference there? I don't understand
Because I
that.
have permission to record in this job centre, you
Do you?
do not.
Okay.
You
So,
need permission to film
Okay.
in this job centre.
okay. So if I'm not
I'm asking you
if
to
I'm not
stop.
recording, can I be here?
Do you have
If I'm not recording, can I be here to look around and have a look at the job adverts and stuff?
Yes, you do, if you're not recording.
So it's a public place, isn't it? I know it's a government building, but it's a
But
public
you do
place.
not need to record.
So what I'm doing is an exercise of Article 10 of my human rights: freedom of press, freedom of expression. Okay. If you kick me out purely based on the fact that I'm recording, which you've already admitted is the reason, then you will be discriminating against me against my human rights, and you will be liable
You'll
to
have to
civil.
take that
to
up
ci-
with the
no,
DWP.
you'll be liable to civil action under G4S, and you can lose your job for it. Okay,
You'll
because
set that up with the DWP then.
I'll
If
take
you
it
do
up
not-
with-
If you do not stop recording, you will have to leave, I'm afraid.
but again, I don't understand why. As I've explained to him, I'm not trying to cause any issues. I want to record for an
You're
evidential
saying you don't want
purpose.
to cause any
So-
issues. We've asked you to stop recording and you're refusing.
Yes, but
Right,
a
well,
request, I don't have
you
to
need
follow a
permission.
request.
Sir,
for
your
why?
argument with what you're stating, right? True, but because of the GDPR
Right.
and the data protection within this government building, that's the reason why you do need permission to record.
Okay.
Right? What you don't understand is some of the things that your video might be picking up might be breach of data protection.
Okay.
Right? You
I understand
cannot know
what you're
that
saying.
Or not, so that's why you need
You're still
permission.
recording
I
at this
understand.
time.
I understand what you're
Can
saying.
you put your phone away,
So,
please?
Okay.
under that
I'm just saying,
rule-
don't touch me. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not touching
Okay,
you.
I'm just making that clear.
Right, so
Still
under that
recording.
rule, right, that's why we have the permission by the government and the law to ask you to leave if you are recording.
Okay. Can I respond to that politely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be my
So
guest.
obviously, I understand what you're saying about data protection.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I'm recording,
Yep.
then I can see where you're coming from. But if I'm not recording and I hear it and I see it, that's
Yep.
still a breach of data protection. The onus is on
It is.
you to keep that confidential. So if I'm recording, my camera can't record anything that I can't see and that I can't hear.
It is, but
So the
there's a big
recording,
difference
no, the
between-
recording is the evidence of it, isn't it?
Right, so the big difference is, yeah, we have no idea what you're going to use that recording for.
You don't
can
know.
put
I-
that recording online, right? What you hear and what you see is only what you hear and what you see. What you are sharing, that's where the data protection
But it doesn't matter
breach
if I
comes in.
see it or 300,000 people see it, does it?
Yes,
because
it does,
it doesn't, because a data breach is a data breach. Whether one person or 300,000 people see it.
Presently, we should make argue with him, call the police. They'll take him out.
Yeah, that's-
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter how big the data breach is. A data breach is a data breach. Under the ICO's eyes, it doesn't matter if I see it or I share this with 2 million people,
It is.
30 people. The ICO won't see a difference. A data breach is a data breach. So if I've heard it, I've seen it, which is the
Yeah.
issue. You've already broken the Data Protection Act and GDPR. Okay.
Right.
The recording is the evidence of that, isn't it? That's all it is, because that is the
Recording
only
is you
difference.
deliberately doing that.
No, because I'm not here to deliberately do that.
You deliberately, you
you
switch,
deliberately
you press the
recorded.
record
Well, yeah, I
button.
mean, you've got your hand very close to me. I've been
So
surrounded
we'll
by
ask you
security, so
again.
yes, I'm recording.
Right, so we'll ask you again politely.
We wasn't
If
surrounded
you would
when
like
you
to
come in.
leave while you're recording,
We'd like to
if
speak
you're
to a
not
manager
recording,
about the data breaches from the window. That's all I want to talk to a manager about, is that they need to close the blinds.
Right, if
because
you
from the
step outside
outside,
then-
We're outside, we'll come get a manager to come and speak.
Yep.
well, a manager can speak from
Otherwise,
here just as much as they
Well,
can
that's-
no,
outside.
because while
no.
you're still recording,
You're still
otherwise what
recording.
we'll have to do is contact the police and then it escalates the situation, which I don't want to do and you don't want to do.
I appreciate that I don't want you to call the police. It's a waste of their time.
So then,
The police can't do anything about it, so you
right,
would literally
so
be
then,
wasting their time.
let me just say to you then, right, because we have asked you to leave now, yeah? If you're refusing to leave, then that falls under trespass.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that a criminal matter?
Yes.
Yes,
No,
it
it's not.
is
It's a
actually.
civil matter. It's not, the police can't get involved in a
Government
trespass.
property.
Actually, it is
Still,
on
it's still a
government
civil
property.
trespass. It's a civil trespass.
It's not a
on
civil
government
trespass.
on government property.
It doesn't matter.
It is.
It really doesn't matter. This isn't my first, rodeo.
Right then,
Yeah,
so
you've done
let me
right.
explain to you
Obviously.
then, right? If you don't, and it is trespass, right, and we ask you to leave, and you still don't leave, yeah? So that's where it's a civil matter, yeah?
Yeah.
If I continue to ask you to leave and you don't, you categorically refuse to leave, yeah? Then that then escalates to a criminal matter,
What- in
where you
what
can
way?
get arrested for it.
In what way?
Because then it escalates to a trespassing matter, which you can go
Trespass is
to
civil
court.
matter.
You can go to court.
It's
You
civil
can
court,
be arrested
yeah.
for it.
Civil court, but you can arrest. Police couldn't arrest me for
Is
it.
this footage
Yes.
going online?
Pardon?
This footage going online. You say it's not your first rodeo, so I'm guessing this is going online.
No, because I have a lot of encounters with security when they try to boss me around
Right.
when I'm
We're
doing
not trying to
something,
bust you around, we're asking you politely to stop recording.
and I'm refusing politely.
Right, so if
If you can ask politely, I can refuse politely. If
Refusing
it's a
to leave.
request,
If you're refusing to leave, we will have to contact the police.
And again,
We've asked you to leave.
and again, the police can't do anything about it.
I think they can, yes.
They can't.
I've worked, yeah. Okay.
No.
That-
Just
I've
because they
worked with
do
police.
doesn't mean they can.
Get them through the police.
There we go.
So ultimately, I've done this for 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I do know the road. I do know where you stand and where we do stand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if it's private property, right, and you don't want to leave, then we have the right to physically remove you. Yeah.
You do.
With it being a government building, it does escalate to a police matter where the police can physically remove you.
Can't.
Right. All right.
I've already sued the police multiple times for infringing on my rights and doing stuff that they shouldn't do. Just because they will do it doesn't mean that they can, does it? There's a difference. Like,
yeah,
yes,
it does.
yes, you have the right to physically remove me, but your G4S policy is that you are not to get hands-on with anybody unless it's self-defence only. I have a copy of your policy stating it.
Cool.
So
But
obviously,
the
I would
law
like to
still
think that you
backs
would.
service.
Yeah, I would like to think that you wouldn't do that. 'Cause
As
I'm not
long
being
as you're not
physically.
aggressive
Yeah,
towards
of course,
us,
and I'm
then
not,
it's
am I? And I'm not.
Can I just ask you a question then? What is it you're recording for?
At the moment, again, for evidence, for my protection, I've got a lot of security around me. I have been
But you're
assaulted in
recording
previous.
before anyone...
Yes, because I was recording the video
So
for the information.
what were the reason for that?
Pardon? Yeah, I was recording for the information. Like I said, I'm disseminating it. I just wanted to raise one issue that when I was walking through,
Yep.
up to the entrance, from the window, there were blinds open.
Yep.
The workers are working here. I can see their screens. If they're having an appointment with somebody and they've got all of that information up on the screen,
Right.
I can stand outside, I can see that, I can record that. If I had nefarious intention, I could do anything with that information. It's not okay for a government to handle our data in such a blasé manner.
All right.
All I wanted to do was speak to a manager. I tried to raise it with security and he said he can't deal with it, I need to speak to a manager.
Yep.
So I asked politely if a manager is available, and then at that point I'm going to continue recording for evidence that I've made the request, and if it's not actioned, then I can continue to report it to the ICO. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to correct the data breaches before I had to go down the route of reporting it.
Okay.
Okay, the same reason that you're recording, for evidence purposes. If anything goes wrong, you're recording for evidence. That's all I'm doing as well. It works two ways. Citizens have the right to record as well.
Not everywhere though.
Public places, and this is a public place.
But you're only given permission temporary to be in this place. And that's been rescinded.
Okay.
They've asked you to leave. So
But-
you no
but-
longer have permission to be in this building.
But the reason that you've asked me to leave is purely based on the fact that I'm exercising a human right, and if you are
It's
then
not a
kicking me
human
up,
right to
it is.
film.
It's Article 10 of the Human Rights Act, freedom of expression. It's what allows the media
Freedom
to
of-
do what they do. It's called freedom of expression. You're allowed to gather and disseminate information under Article 10 of the Human Rights Act. That's literally what covers the BBC to go and do interviews. When Jonathan Pye, when he stood outside Houses of Parliament, he got all these people in the background. It's all covered under the same human rights.
That's not in the Houses of Parliament, though. It's outside.
No, it's outside. Yes.
If it was inside, they would need permission
but
to
that's
do
actually a protected site under really serious legislation where trespassing is automatically a criminal matter. This isn't protected under that.
It's still a government building.
It's not protected under the same way like the Houses of Parliament are, I'm afraid.
Doris says no recording, so it shouldn't be.
Yeah, he knows that. He knows.
That should be the end of matter.
Can I ask you then that you record us and not the other people in the building?
If you want to stand there so you're not in the shot, that's fine, I can do that. I can point my camera that way.
Because obviously when you're recording
Yeah.
other people putting that online, that's a picture of there. Like you said about yourself, that's a picture of there.
Also,
But again, they're in a public place. It's not my intention to get them. Like I said, when I
It is,
came
but
when I
if you
came
post anything
in,
online, you still need
when
their
I
permission to do
when
that.
I came in, I was walking up to posters. I was pointing my camera at the floor. It's not my intention.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm pointing it now is
But
because
that's why
we're
I'm asking
discussing.
if you
Yeah, no,
record us and not the customers.
and I respect that. Like I said, if I'm facing this way now,
Thank
so I
you very
respect that. But I won't be bullied out of somewhere for
we're not
exercising
bullying
a
you, we're
right.
asking you to leave.
Yeah,
It's
but then
not bullying.
you're threatening me with the
We're not.
police.
No, we're telling you what the consequences of you staying here would
It's
be.
not a consequence because the police can't do anything. You're threatening me with the police.
Well, no, it's not fair.
It is, 'cause you said
We're
the police
telling
are
you
gonna come and remove
consequences
me
of
and
your
arrest me.
actions.
Yeah, because it's procedure. So it's
You're-
not a threat. If you're refusing to leave, right, we don't get physical, like you said before. We're quite a good security company. We'll only get physical if a threat of violence towards us is necessary.
That's not the case with all
So-
G4S, which is why I'm
It's
still
not, but
recording,
it-
because I have had very, very
We're
negative
not the same
interactions.
as everybody.
No,
else.
I'm not.
That's
I'm,
it,
I'm,
everyone's
giving you the
different.
benefit of the doubt. I'm
So,
not raising. I'm not getting aggressive
our
with you.
next
I'm not saying that you are, but
procedure
for
then
protection.
is then to
Yeah.
inform our boss,
Yeah.
inform management, then they'll inform police,
Yeah.
because that's the next procedure within it. So
But
it's
this-
not a threat, it's just us
But
telling
then,
you
like,
what's happening.
this really could have been resolved if a manager would have come and talked to me. I would have continued audio recording, but I would have continued pointing it at the floor,
Yeah.
right? And I just wanted evidence that I have spoken to a manager and reported the fact that data is being mishandled and that there are data breaches.
Yep.
That's all I wanted, and I would have been on my way. This could have been a much more positive matter. It didn't need to escalate to this point. Again,
that's
I'm not going to be like, just because you're asking me to leave, I'm not going to just because I've been asked when what I'm doing is not unlawful, okay? And it's not. This is a public place. You're allowed to record in public. And it's it's a human right at the end of the day.
I understand the public places, but something that a lot of people get confused about is something can be public and private at the exact same time.
You can have a, no.
Yeah.
You
so
can have a-
like for Meadowhall, for example. Yeah.
What, sorry?
So Meadowhall is a public place.
Meadow Wall.
Meadowhall.
Meadowhall, where's that?
Shopping centre.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a public place.
Yeah, yeah.
People are allowed to come in and out.
Private property, yeah.
Yes, but if but that's the thing. So people say it's public, we're allowed to record because it's a public place. But if that security person asks you to leave, you've still got to leave. Because then
See-
it's classed as private property, they've asked you to leave.
Yeah. So the thing is there, and this is why I
It- it's
this is why I
the same
clarified with this gentleman, right? Is because I said to him, if I'm not recording, can I come in and look? He said yes, not a problem. So what he's actively said and admitted on camera, again, this is why I do it for evidence, is that he is only asking me to leave because I'm recording.
Yes.
Which is where the violation of the human rights comes in. Because if I'm allowed to be here without recording, I'm allowed to be here while recording. We have the right. We have our rights. Our
Right,
rights are not
so
contingent
maybe-
in a public place.
Maybe
Human
that
rights
might
doesn't
be
say
for
that
you.
you have to record some.
It doesn't say I have to, but it says I can.
But then that's why the signage is there to clarify that when you enter this building, you're under a contract that you agree that you will not record. Just like when you park in that car
Okay.
park.
I
and it
think
says
the
time
sign
limit.
outside actually says no mobile phones,
Actually,
and
blocking the exit, I would.
I mean
probably-
there's literally plenty of room. I'm not blocking
Yeah, if you
anybody.
like to-
I'm
if
not
you don't
blocking
mind
anybody.
moving round.
Well, no, because I'm facing this way because I don't want to get other people in the background. I'm complying with their request.
Just move around there. I'm not asking you.
No, because then I'm going to have to point my camera that way and I'm getting people in the background. So no, there's plenty of room behind me. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, I think the sign on the door actually says no mobile phones. It doesn't say no recording, it says no mobile phones. But then how am I meant to be in here without a mobile phone to take pictures of QR codes?
Well,
So how you
that's
expect
the reason
everybody
why
to
they
leave
have
their
the
phone at the
copies.
doorstep? The sign is outdated, it's antiquated, and it needs updating.
Then that's something that
Yeah.
you need to take up with WDP.
DWP.
D-
Yeah.
DWP.
yeah. But yeah.
That's something then that you take up with them, but
Yeah.
do it in the right way.
But
Contact them online.
thing is,
things
I've
about it,
contacted
you know.
DWP hundreds of times, and guess what? They never respond because they don't care. The only way to do it
I can't
is
comment on that.
no. I know you can't, but I'm telling you that's the facts. The only way to make a difference these days is to go out and do something.
True, but then there's right ways and
Yeah,
wrong ways.
yeah, and I'll tell you what, I'm not being aggressive towards you. I'm not raising my voice. I'm not
Respect
being
that.
rude. You know, you're not doing that to me, so I'm not going to do that to you. But through conversation, and like I said, this could have been a much more positive experience if you just gone and got a manager, would have spoken politely and just made him aware of the data breaches, and then I would have waited outside and waited for the blinds to be closed, and I would have wrapped up and said, there we go. And then maybe I'll come back in a few months and check that you're carrying on with that process. Maybe somebody else who does this sort of thing might come and check up instead. You know, what we're doing is holding our government to account, which we have. Again, we have rights to hold our government to account.
Yeah,
This is
Freedom of
you know,
speech,
if
that's up to you.
exactly, if you were having to use a job centre, right?
Yeah.
Would you be okay with the fact that, say, you were sat at a desk there, and you were having an appointment, and so they've got all your details up on screen, that I can stand outside and see all of your information? I could take a picture of it, I could write it down, I could commit identity fraud, I could do you great damage with that information. And that's not an acceptable way for our government to handle our data.
Yeah, I
And
can't comment on that.
No, but you're very diplomatic, I like it. But no, well,
See, I've never signed on, so I can't comment on that because I've never been in that situation.
no, but if you were any sort of government body that handling your data and you knew the screen was just facing a window that anybody outside could see, that's your personal information. That probably got your name, your date of birth, your address, your national insurance number, all on a screen.
Yeah, I fully understand.
Imagine the
That's why
damage
I'm
I could
saying
do with
to
that. And that's why I just wanted to
Go
have a
through the right.
But then
the right
again,
ways
every
to do
time
it.
I do it, I get no response, nothing. I've started petitions. I've emailed. At the time, it was Teresa Coffey. She's no longer the MP for the DWP. But I emailed her multiple times. No response. This is the only way to make a difference. That it seems is to do it one place at a time, and it's a shame. But then I do it one place.
Don't you
Then
you've got a point, just wait there, sweet.
and then eventually, areas start changing because after this, your managers may contact other ones locally and say, look, this is what's going on, this is the issue, make sure it's changed because you might get the same there. And then when I
again,
rock up
though-
and if everything's okay, I'll walk in, look around, like, cool, off I go.
Then again, though, it could have some opposite effect, and there could be this chat, and then they'll describe you,
Yeah.
and then just say, don't let him in, and then they can stop you at the door and not let you in. So, do you know what I'm saying?
But then
You
that,
can-
but then
you
that
can
would be
have the
that'd be
opposite
denying me
effect.
government services because again, I would have the right to come in and look at that information. I might
But-
genuinely be local to somewhere and want to come and have a look at that.
Yeah,
and
but
you know,
then if you start causing situations, then
Yeah.
they do have the right to stop you entering.
they would have to
because
they would
they
have
can
they would
refuse
they would
your
have to get a
entry.
legal injunction against me and without knowing my details like that.
Not
that
really,
ain't
they
gonna
can
happen.
just tell you not to come in. They could lock the doors. You
Yeah.
could just stand there and not allow you permission.
I change my hair too often for them to recognise me, to be honest.
So that all I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
is you
that could
can have the
happen.
opposite
That
effect.
could happen. But in my experience, it's not. In my experience, areas.
Who's in a meeting? Yeah. That,
But yeah, in my
No, nothing
experience,
great, but-
areas do start changing.
it might be easy because manager's on break now.
Okay.
So you're not going to speak. Well, she's in a meeting in fact, so you're not
Time
going to
out,
speak to her for a
2:35.
while. So,
No assistant manager.
No,
No.
not at the moment.
well, as you can see, there's
Okay.
pretty
Can I-
much 3 people
Okay.
there. So
Have the police been called?
I don't know.
If you
To
could
my
verify
knowledge.
that, because if the police have been called, I am going to wait for them. Because if you're going to waste their time, I don't want them wasting their time then looking for me afterwards.
I've no idea.
Well, if you can check,
As far
if
as
not, I'm
I'm
just going to
aware-
sit here and wait.
So,
If you can check for me,
Yeah,
if
I'll check for you, but as far as I'm aware, it's the site manager now because the police and
Okay.
because she's in the meeting.
we haven't been able to get in touch with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I highly doubt
I
that.
doubt we've
Okay.
been called at the moment.
Alrighty. But yeah, just from the public perspective, I understand what
I
you're saying
understand
about
what you're
data
doing, but you
breaches.
understand our point of view that there's rules and we have to
No, I-
enforce those rules.
I disagree.
We have
Like,
to tell you about those rules.
I agree that you can tell me that that's what the rules are, but I disagree that you should be able to kick somebody out for exercising their right. If I were going up to people and purposely filming
When you enter the
claimants-
building, there are signs telling you can't film.
Yeah, but-
And you agreed, by coming into the building, you agreed
no,
to that.
I disagree with that. But again, the sign out there says no mobile phones. It doesn't say no recording, to be honest.
Pretty sure it does.
I'm
say
pretty
no
sure.
recording as
Pretty sure it
you
says.
come in.
Pretty sure it says no mobile phones. The one on the outside of the front door there.
Warning to forest fronts, close TV and security systems are used in these premises.
And this year, so I think the sign that you're probably referring to is usually this one here, What does it
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
No
Yeah, so-
bags, CCTV. Yeah, it usually says like no mobile phones. It's very rarely you see one that says no
At the
recording.
moment, police haven't been called yet
Yep.
because obviously she's in a meeting.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
manager's in a
aware of that.
meeting.
Okay.
So,
So it's up to you. No, I'm not going to
Yeah.
force you out.
No.
But
Right.
no, it'd be nice for us if you just did your thing,
Yeah.
uploaded it to the EWP,
Yeah, yeah.
explain to them what the situation is, tell them what your concerns are,
Yeah, yeah.
and hopefully things will get sorted.
I will leave on one condition. If
Yeah.
we can come to an agreement that when a member of the public is in here recording like I was the walls and stuff,
Yeah?
that's not an issue. If I were purposely going up to claimants and sticking a face and making a point of who's here, and I
Yeah.
would purposely like going behind desks and trying to get the private information, I can understand why that would be an issue.
Yeah.
Again, so obviously we discussed earlier about data breaches.
Yes,
The
yes.
recording is the evidence of the data breach. Data breach has already happened when I've heard it and
it'll
seen
also
it.
be part of the data breach if you're actually filming somebody else's data. as
But
well.
again, that data breach has already happened when I've seen it or
you're
heard
saying-
it.
Can I
saying
ask you
you
a
filmed
question
the
then? Are
podcast.
you going to post this online?
Pardon?
Are you going to post it online, or are you going to use it for evidence for data breach?
I'm not sure yet, to be honest.
Because
It's
if-
definitely going to be used as evidence.
Because if you post it online, then that is when
Could
the
be a
code says
data breach.
that's
Okay, so any private and personal data that if I sorry, that's my bike alarm.
Yeah,
if I
I
do,
get that.
if I were to post it online, I do make a point of blurring out or silencing people's personal information because I don't want to be responsible for disseminating somebody
Well,
else's
that's what I was
information.
going to say, because then,
Yeah, so
then
like,
you
if-
can be tied directly.
Yeah,
to
if a version,
influencing that data.
if a version were to go online, it's an edited version that's been the appropriate parts blurred, bits silenced
And our
out.
face is going to be on this as well.
Okay, let me finish my conversation. So we keep getting pulled apart. So, yeah, that if it does go online, the unedited version is what will go to the DWP and to the ICO.
Yep.
So we can agree that the data breach has happened when I've seen or heard something, whether or not I'm recording.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the recording is the evidence of, isn't
Well,
it?
yeah, that's why I was asking if you're going to use it as
and
evidence
this is why,
or if you're going to
yeah,
post it online.
but this
with
is why I
extra
don't
data
like
breaching.
when security come up and say you can't record, you can't record. It's like, well, you haven't asked why. I could have a disability where I've got a really bad memory. I could have come off my motorbike, bang my head, and I could have memory impairment.
Yeah, fair enough.
I
Yeah.
could be recording. Like I said when I walked in, I'm not going to remember all this information. I don't want to take all the paper. I genuinely don't. But you need to be more amenable in your
We did allow
approach.
you to. With the
You
jobs,
did.
we
Yeah, you
want
did.
to encourage people to get a job.
Yeah.
They don't mind you filming the job or
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
pictures of the jobs, but it's everything else in the job centre they don't want you filming.
But then it shouldn't be visible from a public area. That's where it comes down to, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, because if I'm stood here without my phone and I'm just wandering around, I can still see and hear all of this information that you don't want me to record. But as soon as I've seen it and heard it, this is what we're getting at, is that once it's been seen or heard, with or without the video, it's already a data breach. It's already broken the law.
Can I ask then,
and-
if you do post it online, we can't stop you from doing that.
Sure.
But just make sure staff and customers' faces blurred out, and you blur out
Claimants,
the
I
data
will.
protection.
Claimants, I will. Staff, potentially.
But don't forget though, you still have to have their permission.
Yeah,
to
you
post
still
it.
need my permission, so I've
That's not the case. Under journalistic exemptions to
It's
GDPR,
under
that's
law,
not the
but
case.
it is under YouTube. You still have to have their permission, because if you don't, they can
Okay.
go on and report it. And
They,
have to take
they,
it down.
they can, you're right.
So that's what I'm just saying,
But I
make
can beat,
sure-
but I more often than not, I do beat those privacy complaints under a journalistic exemption and newsworthiness of the story.
Yeah,
And,
fair enough. But then
so
it's also a part of respect as well. For
It-
their
it is.
identity.
it is. However, when you're working public-facing role, working security for the government, and when you are a government
that's
official,
why I'm saying the
directly
customers
implied.
can blur out the
Yeah,
information.
claimants. Yeah, okay, I get
Thank you.
that. But yeah, staff-wise,
Yeah.
it depends. You know, but yeah, for under
No,
journalistic
that's fair enough.
exemptions, you know, it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
But yeah, we'll obviously raise the complaint that you've said
Yes.
about the blinds and the windows.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And the data
It's a
protection.
YouTube channel, and do you have a YouTube channel we have to look for?
Pardon?
Is it going to be on a YouTube channel?
I'm
or
guessing
Oh, I
the
haven't decided what I've
Instagram,
done with it.
YouTube.
Instagram,
Let this guy up.
Same with
You see what I mean? Like things like that when you're walking out, like pointing at the floor. Because it's not my intention. I don't want to.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of them are not like that.
No, I get
I
that.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
yeah,
well-
but like if somebody comes in here recording again, like I said, unless they are being straight away confrontational, shoving a camera in your face, going places that
Yeah.
are where people are having appointments directly over to that in claimants' faces, I get that. If they're just coming in, privately filming the walls and that, just leave them to their business, observe, and then if they want to raise an issue about, like say, like a data breach, you know, just
Well, the reason why we go up
You
and
know.
ask is because we don't know what's going to happen. So we ask them, and then we hope that they will be honest and tell us what
Yeah.
they're doing it for.
Yeah. So
So that's the initial
yeah.
ask
We didn't
first.
create the rules.
No.
You just have to tell people about.
Yeah, but that's what Nazis said, man. You can't run with
No,
that.
no, it's
You know,
not.
you have to have some
You
free
can't-
thinking.
we
You
are
have to have
not
some brain and have some
comparing
free
it's not
thinking.
right.
Without rules and laws,
Yeah,
there's been
it is,
mayhem everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we need people
One
to
extreme
follow.
to the
Yeah, but you need to have some free thinking. If no, so like, yeah, even if it did say no filming, which it doesn't, just says no mobile phones, and I'll film that when I go outside. But if it said no filming, right?
If it was harming somebody, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
It's not harming anybody.
Exactly.
Asking you not to film.
But it's not harming anybody me filming, you know.
Well, we don't know that somebody might be really upset
Yeah.
by seeing their image online. They may,
But like
we don't know.
like I said, and like claimants and that, I will make every effort to blur them out or cut them out if it's not a shot
Yeah.
that they need to be in.
Thank you very
you
much.
know,
We appreciate that.
You know, and I'll do that because you've asked respectfully, and I'm not interested in filming people that are here, you know, for their claimant business, you know. But you just need to be more understanding. I said people with disabilities that need the camera. Like it wasn't so much you guys actually, to be honest. It was the first security guard that was there when I came in, straight away with the directives, not requests. They were directives, they were orders, and that's where it becomes an issue. Is that he's not giving them the opportunity to. He's not asked them, oh, are you recording because you need it as an accessibility device? Are you recording for any other reason?
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You know.
every concern that you brought, we'll wait some more.
Yeah. And that's what it's about. It's about education, conversation. It's a shame that I can't speak to the manager. Upstairs.
She went.
Yeah, straight upstairs. But yeah, it's a shame I can't speak to the manager about it. But yeah, those blinds are a huge issue because obviously,
we'll
like
raise
what I'm
that.
going to do, if those blinds are still open, I'm going to record that through the window, the screens, and the computer screens. Again, if it does go online, I'll blur that bit out. But it's just for evidence for the ITO that those
That's
data
fine.
breaches are there and happening.
Unfortunately, all we can do is pass it on.
Yeah, I understand that you can't enforce that because that's not your role.
We'll see what they say and we'll
Yeah.
pass that information on.
We can only tell them, and then it's up to them.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go for my bed now.
Yeah,
I
enjoy your break.
appreciate it.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Bye.
catch you later, guys. Take care.
Right.
Bye. There we go, guys. So this is the Rotherham Job Centre. So we're going to go check if these blinds are still open. Yeah, I'm pretty sure some staff did overhear what was going on. So in reality, they should have come and closed these blinds. Those ones have been closed. These ones, yeah, see now they're wide open. Okay, that computer screen is actually off, which makes a difference. Yeah, this one, yeah, essentially a computer screen through there working on somebody's journal on their thingy bob, on their claimant, what do you call it, universal credits page, whatever it's called. Yeah, so it does look like they came and closed the blinds and stuff, just through overhearing what security had to say. So, yeah, it's looking a bit better now. I would say that the blinds and that just need changing. Yeah, the slimmer security guard, I think, was much more intelligent than the bigger, bold one, and he seemed to have a better grasp on what was being said. But yeah, unfortunately, so you can see gentleman's screen through there he's working on. But yeah, this one, if it was being used, you know, there's one through there that can be seen. Obviously I'll blur these out, but yeah, just so you know, obviously I can see everything that's on those screens, as can the just seeing her up through the window giving me a wave goodbye. But yeah, so I'll blur out those screens that I just got on the shot there, and then I'll send that off to the ICO and to the DWP again. Honestly, I'm constantly emailing the MP email address for the DWP with links to these job centre videos and I just never get responses from them. They seem entirely uninterested, which is a shame. This is our government. There we go. Until the next one, guys, stay safe, remember your rights, and ta-ra.